This is the tiny chip hub, Zyber8. Basically, they forked Bitaxe and they made their own mini miner. If you've watched our solo mining series here on YouTube in its entirety, you'll know that we've actually reviewed the Zyber8 before, but this time it has a graphene coating. And to put it simply, that's supposed to enhance the performance. I like the purple PCB, it's that circuit board, right? And graphene coating not only is supposed to, again, upgrade this, but also looks sweet. A lot of heat sinks going on here. I mean, look at the heat sinks just on the underside of this board, and then also here on the front. And of course, this is a massive heat sink that looks like a mini freaking transformer. I'm not talking about Optimus Prime, I mean an electric transformer. Pay attention. I'm Vosk. You're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. Check this thing out. I want to shout out today's video sponsor that helps me keep the lights on. Revolution Mining, right? You want to mine, but you don't want to do anything yourself. You want to lock in their electricity rate, which may be significantly better than yours. Check them out with the link out in the video description below. So, comes with a power supply, 100 to 240 voltage, output 12 volts, 20 amps, 240 watts, right? So this is essentially like the big brother to the NerdQX++. What do you think 8 means? Well, if you said 8 ASIC Bitcoin mining chips, then you'd be right. I really enjoy having different power supply connector, right? So there's no way you can plug this into a barrel connection point. If you give a Bitaxe Gamma, which is on 5 voltage, the 12 volts that's gonna come out of this power supply, well, you can just say, goodbye, Bitaxe Gamma. I'll see you in the next life. Just like my boy Mario says, here we go. This is a mini Bitcoin miner for the serious type. It's big, it's not as quiet, it's more expensive, and it's a bit unique. You're not gonna get the same open source Bitcoin miner support and community that you will with, say, the Bitaxe. If you go to the OSMU Discord server, they completely shun and alienate any offshoots. For example, things like this. I don't agree with that, but hey, what are you gonna do? I grab my phone, you can do this on a computer. I've shown this kind of setup what feels to be like 100 million times. And I click on the Wi-Fi that this is generating. These are slower than Bitaxes and Nerdaxes in my experience. The Wi-Fi was slow to come up, basically be generated, right? To where I detect it, and then it's also harder to connect to. And what I mean by that is that it may pop up and you need to try a couple times, turn your Wi-Fi on and off, and then sooner or later you'll get connected. It'll be like if you're on an iPhone, it'll pull up Captive Apple, which is basically where it just kind of pops up for you. And we can go ahead and set it up here and mess with different settings and so forth in typical Bitaxes. But when it comes to the way the Zyber8 and specifically the 8G or the graphene version here, it actually just forces you to put in your Wi-Fi and you'll save that and then you'll click restart. It actually has the search button enabled here too, so instead of typing it in, I could have hit that and it probably would have located my local Wi-Fi and I could have just saved myself the hassle of connecting to it there. So now we can see the screen's changing. They love that Bitcoin coin. Right there is the really important part. You see that IP address? So I'm gonna type that into my browser and it's gonna pull this device up for me. I'm gonna go to the pool settings and I'm going to put in solo.ckpool.org 3333, paste my Bitcoin address, Zyber8G. So I'll save that and I'll click restart and then we'll mess around with this a little bit more. So number one thing is to get it mined into my address, my pool. I'm using the publicly hosted solar mining server, CK Pool there. I'm also running my own Bitcoin nodes. I'm running my own private Bitcoin mining pools, and we've talked about doing that with public pool. But there's actually some cool new options like Basin that you can use that are CK pool based, which I really prefer. So I actually just created a video on upgrading my Bitcoin node to run that. So I'm going to start running some bigger full-size Bitcoin miners on my own private Bitcoin mining pool. And so hopefully I hit a Bitcoin block, and then hopefully I don't pay any fees. But I'm gonna leave a lot of these mini miners on the publicly hosted CK pool so that you can access that link and you can check out these miners. You can see the names I put in here, like, so this is the Zyber8G, and you can see its hash rate. Is it up? Is it down? How has it been performing, its best share, all that kind of stuff. And the reason for that being is like, oh, well, what about a long-term updated review on this? Well, just consider that link a constant, long-time running review of hardware, right? If it's offline, that hardware is not somewhere else, right? So like my NerdX Hydro went down. So like that's offline because it's not working right now. And so that'll be true for all of the other miners on there, other than a short-term test here and there. So out of the box here, it shows 12 terahash a second, expected 10.6, efficiency 15 joules per terahash, right? We look at the difficulty, the power, we can see the settings here, the mining pool information, the uptime, and then we also see chip submit here on the screen. And what do we count there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 Bitcoin mining ASIC chips in here, 8 BM-1370s, which is 8 of the best Bitcoin mining chip that you can get right now. That'll be changing soon. But on mini miners like this, not the biggest deal, especially because the new generation is better, but not revolutionary compared to this generation of Bitcoin miner. At a glance, you'll notice it says AXOS. It has Swarm. It has everything you'd expect from a Bitaxe. This is a forked Bitaxe, their own custom version that they've been manufacturing for a while now and continuing to try to improve and iterate on. And at a glance, from the OS upgrades to the initial impression of the device, the fit and finish, and the performance, this seems like a welcome upgrade compared to my original Zyber from Tiny Chip Hub. So we're an affiliate with really most places that are worth anything, including Tiny Chip Hub. And they said, we want you to check this out. We're gonna send it to you to review. I said, okay, I'll check it out. And here we are. So we have an affiliate link. Buy this if you want. Initial impression, it's very nice. I'm impressed. But the price is hard to stomach. Before our coupon code, which is the best coupon code they'll offer, $850. Woo! Right? And that is for 12.5 terahash a second. At that price, I can just buy a Cannan Mini 3. It's a lot bigger. It's also ironically quieter. And it will hash like 3 times as much at about the same efficiency. So I just can't get behind mini miners of this size when there's different options that will give you much more bang for buck, a much lower cost per hash, right? And it's like, oh, well, it's bigger. Oh, it's marketed as a heater. It's like, well, great, right? So when I need the heat, I put it wherever I need the heat, obviously. And then when I don't need the heat, I just put it somewhere that's either always cold, if you have somewhere like that, or just put it in the garage. Who cares if the garage goes from warm or hot to hot or uncomfortably warm, whatever, right? Or figure out some other kind of solution, right? Put a little box in the corner, cut a little hole in the wall, and bam, exhaust, see you later. Or if you have a shed or put it outside under an awning, I don't care. Whatever works, and we'll keep it in a conditioned situation where it won't be ruined. So, I mean, very cool device, but I don't know why you would get this unless you were limited by space, right? If you had like a 1-room apartment, bam, something like this can make sense. But if you have much more space than that, the value is just getting too far away, right? When I look at things like the Bitaxe Gamma, right, just that, I look at that as a cheap open source software hardware Bitcoin miner that is an interesting starting point, right? It's not the best cost per hash, but it's only like towards $100. This is towards $1,000. And once you start spending that much money, you have a lot of different options. So we'll see how it holds up. But the Zyber8G seems fantastic, really on every front, except for its value proposition. And that's pretty important. But let's check out the odds, because that's the best part. That's the most fun part. 12.5 terahash a second puts us in a pretty exciting situation. A 1 in 1,677 chance per year to hit a Bitcoin block, earning nearly $300,000, or more importantly, and that's just the current pricing, over 3.125 BTC Bitcoins, baby. And I think Bitcoin's gonna trade for over $1 million a coin eventually. What this would be like near $1,000 and over $3 million, if you're the lucky guy. SolarLuck is by far the best Bitcoin solo mining calculator. They didn't pay me to say that. We made it, I just think it's cool, I'm proud of it. So that's the odds for hitting a Bitcoin block. And remember that many Bitcoin miners like this, they're not worth it to pool mine Bitcoin. You don't want to get this little minute amount of BTC every day. Those days have come and gone. You need full-size miners for that, or at least something like the Cannan Avalon Q that has a respectable hash rate. They can get you some sort of dollar amount worth of Bitcoin that is actually interesting. And obviously Bitcoin quantity is more interesting than Bitcoin dollar amounts, but when you're spending $1,000 to get something, then you're spending hundreds of dollars a year to run it, well, you can't help but dollarize some of this, because that's gonna be most likely your initial investment to get into it. So the Zyber8G, very cool, very interesting, but at this price point, it needs to also come with a node or something for me. I want to love it, I really do, but the hash versus the cost, it's just too high for me. 192 watts at the wall. I'm Vosk, you're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. This is 10 Seconds of Tales, our SCP, our super cutie pup. Not just a Doge dad anymore. I've been busy being a human dad as well. Let me tell you, my little dude is a freaking fireball. He never chills out. Apparently that's my bloodline. I can't argue with it. Good luck out there. Now I can give full-fledged dad advice. Stay the course. Also, I really dislike that the screen turns off after a little while with this. I want that screen to just be on forever. I want to glance over and see the stats. It's also a great reminder that it's running right. That was one of my big gripes with the previous version. I was hoping that they had fixed that, but they didn't. Now I gotta click a button. Cool, I just rebooted it for no reason. They need to change that. Design flaw. And you know what? You got a design flaw if you don't subscribe to VoskCoin. See you later.